So in the last video, we practiced moving up the piano, saying the letter names with chords, or saying the letter names as you're playing the chords. So for example, we started on D, and then we moved to E, and then to F. So if you're cozy with that, and then you were able to take on the next challenge, which is skipping notes, you were still moving from left to right on the piano. So if you were able to go D, and then F, and then A, and then you tried your own skipping patterns where you skip 2 notes or 3 notes or whatever, that is awesome. Knowing how to move up the piano really matters. You really need to know the note names. If you know the note names and you're looking at the chord sheet, you can play, if you know where they are and you know where to build your foundation, you've got the chord. So the next step to being really comfortable with the piano is to move from right to left, which is moving backwards. This is kind of like rubbing your stomach and patting your head at the same time. It is going to mess with your brain if you're not used to saying the alphabet backwards. So we might as well just say it once. I'm going to start here. This is a G because I've memorized it, obviously. If I hadn't, that would make me a really weird teacher, wouldn't it? So here's a G. And if we're going to go backwards, we have to go backwards in the alphabet. So in front of G is F. In front of F is E. In front of E is D. In front of D is C. I'm trying to give you a second so your brain can think about it. In front of C is B, and in front of B is A. Really, you want to get comfy with this. So when you're, in the grocery store or you're walking to the movies or whatever, practice saying the alphabet backwards starting at G. So you have G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Do that again with me. G, F, E, those are the first 3. G, F, E. Now we have D, C, B. D, C, B. And then A. So do it again. G, F, E. G, F, E. D, C, B, A. Let's add chords because you're cool and you can do that. So I'm going to play this G chord right here. Play the G chord. Might as well add the left hand. So G chord. Say it as you play it. You want to make that connection with your brain. G chord, move down to the left. So we're going backwards to the F chord, backwards to the E chord, E, backwards to the D chord, D, backwards to the C chord, C, backwards to the B chord, backwards to the A chord. Your next challenge is to move from right to left on the piano, just like we moved from left to right, going backwards. So we have V. Let's start with D. It's easiest to find. Although I know by now you're getting comfier with finding all the notes on the piano. Start with the D chord, go down to C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Now, if you can do that, you are on your way actually to making up your own music, which is what we're going to talk about in the next video. So while you're searching online for whatever favorite songs you want to play, and there's still some more chords to learn, but you really are on the way to just sitting down and playing your own music. So stay encouraged. The learning where the notes are and getting your hand comfortable playing a chord, that by far is one of the hardest. That beginning stage is the hard part. So push through because it's about to get really fun. I think this is fun already, but it is work. So it's going to be totally worth it. So let's start with your C chord here. Play your C chord. Your next challenge is to start skipping to the left. Now skipping, remember, means we skip over a white note. So we're ignoring the black notes as usual. Those will come in very soon later, but right now it's all about the white notes. So we're going from the C to the, if you said A, you are totally correct, and that is fabulous, to the A. If you didn't, don't worry, because it's hard going backwards and skipping letters in the alphabet. So we went from the C to the A, to the F, to the D, to the B, to the G. So let's do that hands together, starting on C. Let's give it 4 beats. Say it with me. C, and now A, F is coming up. Here's D. Here's B. Here's G. One more, here's E. Your next challenge is to just get so comfortable moving both your hands up and down the piano, where you're moving to the right and moving to the left. So you can come up with patterns. For example, I'll start on D, because we've been starting on D a lot, and I'm gonna skip up, and I'll do 4 chords skipping up. So that means I'll start with my foundation, my thumb, my right hand thumb, or my left hand pinky, because it's a foundation, on D, and then F, and then A, and then C. So I'll do it 4 times, and we'll go backwards. A, F, D. And then once you do that, you can move up 1 note. And then do the same pattern. I'll show you what I mean. We'll give each note 4 beats, so there's plenty of time to process. So 2, starting on D, ready, and D, 2, we're skipping up. F2, skipping up. A2, skipping up. C2, come on down. A2, skipping down. F2, skipping down. D2, now let's just step up. So you just did that whole pattern, up and down. Now let's go up to E, and let's do the same thing. But these are going to be different notes. So we're going to do E, and then G, and then B, and then D. So ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, B, 2, 3, 4, D2, come on down, B, 2, 3, 4 to G, 2, 3, and last one to E. And then the next pattern, you can go up a step, which means right next door, so from E to F, and do the same thing. And if you can say all the note names as you're playing, you are totally getting yourself prepared for playing any of those songs that you're wanting to play. And on top of that, you can start hearing some really cool chords that you like the sound of, that when they follow each other, you think it sounds cool. And so that's the next video, is really how to just sit down as you're teaching yourself, because obviously I'm not going to be able to teach you all of the songs you're dying to play. You're going to go do your own searches and stuff. So as you're teaching yourself how to play the songs you're wanting to play, you can also start creating your own music. How cool is that? So enjoy playing the chords, going up and down. Really practice that. Get those note names learned so that your hands are comfy moving up and down. And if it's still hard to play your hands together, do not be discouraged. Stay focused, stay at it. It will come, I promise, but you can totally do right hand alone, left hand alone, until you're more ready to put your hands together. So have fun.